I want to switch over to one of our dear friends, and that's Dr. Grotheis.
Yes.
Doug, he's written these fantastic theological books, huge books. He's a brain, and he married a girl that's a mensa, which means she's a genius. Yet, she came down with the disease, and you went and asked for permission to talk with Doug about what he was going through. Talk to the people about that.
Yeah, and I said, Doug, I feel bad coming to talk to you about this. And he said, I almost canceled the interview because it's such an emotional drain. He just looked terrible. I said, you look terrible. He said, I feel terrible. I'm exhausted. He said, this is exhausting. His wife had a condition, it's not Alzheimer's, but had similar symptoms, but she lost her ability to communicate largely. It was a form of dementia. So she would she would tie her shoes, but they'd be on the wrong feet. Pretty soon she didn't know what a telephone was. She didn't know what a hairbrush was.
Right.
So she was slowly losing her cognitive skills. And they prayed and they asked God, please heal her. It was a tragedy to see this brilliant woman who was an author herself and an editor to lose that capacity. And Doug is watching this happen, and there's nothing he can do. And the miracle that they implored God to send never came.
Yeah.
He said to her at one point, he said, honey, in the long haul, everything will be all right. And she said, what do you mean? And he said, the new heavens and the new earth. And what he meant was in the life to come. It's a hope deferred that the day will come in the next life when she will be totally healed. He said, I learned to lament. There are about 60 Psalms in the Bible.
Because you asked him, how are you doing, Doug, yourself?
And he said, I don't know that I've done it well. He said, sometimes I've hated God for this. I question the goodness of God sometimes. And I remember a theologian telling me once, God's a big boy. He can handle it when we come to him in our raw emotion. And these laments in the Bible just express our frustration. And even Jesus on the cross lamented. He said, my God, why have you forsaken me? And that was a prelude to his resurrection into a new life. And that is the prelude for us coming to a new life ultimately, where we will be healed and so forth. But why God heals some and not others is an inscrutable question. Doug, he sees and knows things we don't know.
Doug took Becky to a dinner, and he says, I want to make a toast to you. And he said, here's the toast: to the source of our hope, which is the afterlife.
Yeah.
And she had a big smile on her face, and she says, you're right.
Yeah. And she did end up, after I wrote the book, going to be with the Lord.
Yeah, and he asked her, he says, is that enough? And she says, right now, that's enough.
Yeah.
Because I know when I go to see Jesus, he's going to change this body. We'll be together, and the fact is, we're going to have new bodies, no pain, no suffering, no tears, nothing to look forward to. The fact is, he's going to give us a completely new existence.
Yeah.
And that's what Christians get to look forward to.